Hello.
Hello.
So I wanted to thank you for being here today. Since this is our first visit, I want to go over a couple things with you.
Okay.
So my role here is to help you process out any issues that you're wanting to work on. So we'll be partners in that. So I will guide you, but I want you to contribute so that we can move along and figure things out together.
Okay.
I will also, just so you know, everything that goes on here is confidential. Everything that you tell me is confidential. There are a few situations in which I would have to break our confidentiality. That would be in case of you wanting to harm yourself or others, or if there was a court order. If there was a court order, I would inform you before I sent anything out, and there would be a lot of discussion back and forth for what would be allowed. Or in the case that you sign something over and tell me you want to send it, then I would. Or if there's any abuse of a child or abuse of an elderly person, that would be something that I would have to report as well. Does that kind of make sense and feel comfortable to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, great. So let's move on and start talking a little bit about why you're here today.
See, about a couple of years ago, my wife started drinking here and there.
Okay.
We used to go to birthday parties, drink together, and then I would just be done, cut it off, whatever.
Okay.
And she seemed to continue on drinking, just by herself.
Okay.
So we kind of an issue for a little while, but it seemed to be getting worse.
Okay.
So then, just further down the line now, she's a couple weeks ago, she said she was actually driving back while she was drinking. And yeah, so it's been a bit of an issue for us.
Okay. So it sounds like, you know, her behavior is frustrating you, because you can't control it.
Right.
And it seems like she can't control it. Can you tell me, like, how have you guys been communicating about it? Has there been any discussions about what's gonna happen, or?
Yeah, there have been. So I told her she shouldn't be drinking at the house
Okay.
because I don't like her drinking. We kind of get into arguments here and there, so trying to get past all that. And then she would end up going out. She would just drink somewhere else.
Okay. Okay.
And, well, she doesn't work at the moment, so I have been giving her money here and there. And but I was stopped, but I think.
Okay, so do you feel like you've been enabling her?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay, and that's something that you wanna stop doing?
Yes, yeah, it's just
Okay.
difficult.
Okay.
It's that she kind of is in a bad mood, kind of say almost hurting her not to have a drink just to calm down.
Right, and you're just trying to look out for
Yeah.
her well-being. But in the long run, it's not really her well-being,
That's true, yeah.
right? And so in the long run, you feel that giving her that money might be hurting her? Okay. Okay, so what's something that you would like to specifically work on? Let's set a goal. Like, let's say, you know, in the next week or so, you'll find a way to talk to her about, you know, there won't be any more money. How do you think she'll handle that?
She'll be upset, but yeah, I think we talked about it.
Okay.
She might be receptive.
Is she aware that she has a problem?
Yes, so she will go and drink, and then she'll come back hours later, and then she just feel guilty. And it's like, oh, why are I doing this again? I shouldn't do this anymore. And then she'll be good for a couple of days, sometimes even a week or two, and then she'll go. A couple of days later, she'll be right back going to the store.
Okay. So would it be beneficial maybe for her to go into a program, or is that something that you guys have explored before? Has she been to any rehab or anything like that?
Yes, she recently started going to a couple of meetings here and there.
Okay, and have you gone to any AA meetings with her to kind of?
No, I haven't.
No, okay. Would you like to make that a goal as well, to try to go together so that you can be on the same page of what's going on?
I haven't thought of it. I could.
Okay, so that's something that you can think about. Okay. So how has it been affecting you? How have you been handling this situation emotionally?
It's been stressful.
Okay,
And she,
okay,
I can talk to her. I know she's been drinking. I can tell,
hmm,
and I get upset.
okay,
And, difficult talking to her.
I see. So, for yourself to relieve that stress, what is something that you think might relieve that stress? If you can't control her, what can you do?
I don't know.
Okay. Um, well, what sort of things calm you down when you're stressed out?
I'll go to the gym every once in a while.
Okay,
Can't do that every day. So.
okay. Okay, well, that's something that you can consider for, when that happens, maybe just instead of waiting around for her to come home, just go to the gym and, try to do something for your self-care. So that you're not suffering through it with her, as much. And try to focus on yourself. Is supporting her something that you want to be doing?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't feel like you wanna just break off the relationship at this point? Okay. So then communication is gonna be important, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so how do you think you could approach her with this information that you've told me today?
You have to sit her down. Sit down and talk.
Mhm.
And then maybe write down some goals for both of us.
Okay,
Go through the list maybe. And like you said, AA would be probably helpful.
yeah.
That went.
Yeah, and then of course, there's always the possibility that you could bring her in and we could do a family session, or you guys could seek a different counselor for a family session.
Okay.
That might be helpful as well, just to kind of get everything out in the open together. It's helpful for you to come in for yourself though as well, as you're going through this process. Um, are you familiar with any of the, Al-Anon or any kind of programs that help the spouse or help the family member that's dealing with it? Okay, so that would be another suggestion for you, is to go to a meeting where you can sit with people who are similar to you, that have the same, they're dealing with the same problem.
Right.
And they can give you some advice, and maybe you can learn some ways to help you from enabling.
Okay.
Enabling is very difficult because it comes from a space where you want to help the person. They're sick, they don't feel good, they're in a bad mood, they need this. But really, those are all just, perpetuating the problem. Helping them is making it go on longer, than, and if she didn't have any money, can she go and get it?
She has. She couldn't get a hold of me. She would ask friends for me.
Okay.
And then I have to pay them back afterwards.
Oh, okay. 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 So, okay. So that's something that you can't control, right? You can't control if she calls her friends, and you can't control what they're gonna do.
Right.
You just focus on what you can control.
Okay.
Right? So if you can control, not allowing her to, do you feel that she is taking advantage of you in any way?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
It's
think
just
so?
that it seems like it's a spur of the moment.
Okay. So she just gets a craving and then,
Yes.
okay. Okay. So did you read up or have you done any research into addiction?
I have.
Okay,
But do a little bit more research, just understanding, maybe going to a meeting, like you said, so you
Okay.
understand where it's coming from. So I don't have that personality, but you know, I just understand it.
okay. So it sounds to me like, your wife has this issue. You're kind of familiar with it, but you need a little bit more information. And that you've been enabling her and you want to just continue that.
Yes.
And so we have a couple ways that you can discuss that with her, and then you just have to put your foot down. That's something that if you decide, then you have to stop. And you'll have to, find ways to cope with her reactions. Which would be great if you were able to get her to go to an AA meeting or to see a counselor or to go into treatment. Depending on how much she's drinking, she may need treatment. That's something that you guys need to consider. She should be seeing a doctor. Just encouraging her to do those things would be the first step, giving them information. It sounds like she said that she wants to stop,
Yes. I think so.
so she's not enjoying it. Um, and she's having bad repercussions afterwards, and she wants to stop, but she just doesn't know how. So as somebody who's supporting her, you can give her those tools.
Okay.
Right? And so you just have to become aware of them, and then you can kind of give them to her.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me how it's going with your work.
Work, it's been very busy. So
Okay.
I'm working quite a bit, 12, 14 hours a day.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, which is partially why she's probably bored at home.
Okay, so she's
So I'm not there, and she's like, what am I going to do?
okay.
That's might be part of it.
So you think one of her triggers is being bored? Yeah. Okay. Um, so you said she's not working. Does she have any other responsibilities?
Well, she has some schoolwork that she does.
Okay, so just, you could consider encouraging her to find another hobby.
Okay.
Or maybe, if you're working a lot, maybe when you're not working, you devote some time to like a joint hobby or
Okay.
doing something with her that she can feel that even though she doesn't see you all the time, that she's gonna have fun when she sees you.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be something for her to work on and for you to encourage, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really want to focus on your feelings, not so much trying to, tell her what to do or anything, but your feelings. How are you feeling about this situation? Like, what are your hopes and goals for this?
Well, I hope she can get past it, and we can keep on working together on getting better.
Right. Well, what about what you want to change about yourself? Is there anything that you feel needs to be addressed or that you want to grow from?
Working less would be the start.
Okay.
That'd be good.
So you think that the work is really getting in the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So how can you go about working less?
I have to do, I don't know, much the only one that can do the job that I'm doing.
Okay.
So I have to have a couple of chats with my superiors and see if we can get any help.
Okay. So make a note that you need to schedule some meetings with your bosses.
Okay.
And just talk to them. Communication is, you can't get something if you don't ask for it. You'll never know what's possible if you don't seek, seek to find out,
Right.
Okay, so your work, you want to change that.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else that you wanted to work on?
I'm happy for both of us.
A hobby, okay, that sounds nice. A hobby is something that could be very helpful for both of you. What kind of hobbies are you interested in? What kind of things do you enjoy?
Well, at the gym,
Okay,
we used to ride bikes.
okay,
Used to just go to the park and walk around.
Okay,
Just nature things.
naturey things, okay, so getting out in nature,
Yeah.
which can be great, you know, that can really be calming and restorative.
Yeah.
So, did you get a lot of benefit from it before?
It seemed like I was a little bit healthier,
Okay,
skinnier.
so that's something you can take up again.
Mhm.
That could be on your list of goals to get out in nature more.
Okay.
Yeah. What about cooking? How's your diet? Do you have a good diet? Do you feel
It's okay, but it could be better.
it could be better?
Buy vegetables and they go bad in the fridge.
Okay,
Just not
okay.
really getting less hours in.
Yes, and then you can do
Maybe.
some more cooking together, and that can help her as well as to be more healthy, and that can help you to be more healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds like a good plan then.
Okay.
All right, so we're running out of time right now, but I just want to ask you if you had any other questions or concerns you wanted to bring up before we close.
Well, if you have a list of the,
Yeah, absolutely. I can get you this list right here of all the places where you can call
okay,
and meetings that you can go to and resources for you,
okay,
as well as for if you want to hand some of those over to your wife and go over them with her.
sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I guess we're done for the day if you're all set, and then we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.